Hits by the pound.
Yeah, this is how we do it in the Central Coast, man. We got 40 ounces, Old English, rag tops, 6'4" Impalas, and bikini girls, man. This is how we do it on the West Coast. San Diego, San Francisco, Los Angeles. But don't forget about the Central Cali, man. Please don't forget about the Central Cali. Yeah, get 'em.
It's another sunny day in the state of California. Low rider palm trees and G's that put it on ya. This ain't a negative, we speaking ebonics. Rank talk, candy paint on D's with hydraulics. Baseball hat with the sticker on the brim. Don't let the sun blind your sight, cause things can get grim. But I'm not here to talk about banana clips and guns. We're going back to Cali and we're gonna have some fun. A West Coast domination.
And welcome back to Two-Face Entertainment Podcast. I am your host, Fred Segura, out here in Monterey County, also known to the world as the Salad Bowl, also known as the Salinas Valley. To the people in LA, we are north. To the people in San Francisco, we are south. Right smack in the middle, best of both worlds. Don't forget about the Central Cali. Anyway, folks, today we are going to talk about flaunting, right? But before we get into that, you guys are all familiar with the film, the Jackass films, for example, Johnny Knoxville and what's their name? That Dun Guy, Wee Man, and his name skips my mind right now at this point. God, gotta have the tattoo on his back. I forget. Anyhow, we'll get to that later. But anyhow, you guys seen them like maybe jump into a ring of bulls and get kicked by animals, get bitten by reptiles, and stuff of that nature, right? Let me lead into this. If you were, for example, in the jungle, right? And pause, Steve-O, that's what I meant. Anyways. Anyhow, Johnny Knoxville, Wee Man, Steve-O, all them guys in Jackass, right? So anyhow, let's get back to this. So if you were, say for example, in the jungle, and I'm talking in the real jungle, uncivilized, out of our own habitat, out of our elements, per se, like let's just get into that. At that point, what I mean out of our elements, let's get very specific. We are not at the top of the food chain, right? So at that point, we are part of the food chain. Just to bring it up to speed, right? So say for example, would you pin a bunch of steaks on you, raw meat on you, and walk through the jungle in hopes that a tiger, a lion, a bear, or whatever type of animal would attack you, to get an animal to attack you, right? So much as even in a civil place, taunting a dog, it's happened, So getting back to that, I mean, it sounds like, man, that's idiotic. Why would I do something like that? Like that's stupid. Or we watch those Jackass movies, and yeah, we have a good time, and yeah, we laugh. I mean, fortunately, some of us do, and I'm guilty of it. That's why I'm saying some of us, right? Some people don't. But we'll watch it and be like, man, we'll get a kick out of it. And we think to ourselves, wow, that's kind of like, I mean, why are these guys doing that? That's stupid, man. That's pretty wild, Or we say things, let's bring it up even more. So now we say things as, hey, man, like, people doing stuff for clout. Why are you doing stuff for clout? Putting yourself on that. Why would you put yourself there? Right. Now, let's get into the whole people in LA getting killed, right? Rappers in LA getting killed for their jewelry, for their money stacks, the money phone, that they put, and stuff like that. And Los Angeles gets a bad rap because I've seen it throughout YouTube and interviews. People saying, oh, better watch out when you come to LA, And I'm out here in the middle, right, between LA and San Francisco. But I see these things of people saying, "Oh, you better watch out when you come to LA," and LA's dangerous, when it comes to that, people come over here doing this and this and that. I'm gonna stand up for Los Angeles on this one. Let me ask a question, and because I have not heard this, I dare say, watch out what you do when you go anywhere. Right? Anyway, it's not just LA. You can come out here to Central California, where a lot of people have mistaken it to be like, well, it's the middle of nowhere, ain't nothing gonna happen here. Well, you know what? It can. It does. And I'm not trying to make it glorify it and make it sound all crazy, right? But my point being to all this is, when you're flaunting jewelry, expensive jewelry, when you're flaunting money stacks, and you're doing all these things on social media, it's like getting raw steaks, sticking them all over you, and walking through a jungle. It's like jumping into a lake full of piranhas, right? It's what it is. I saw an interview the other day with Burner. Shout out to Burner, man. He was saying something to the effect of, like, I'm rich as heck, man, but I'm not going to throw it in people's faces like that. He's humbled himself a lot, because there's people out here who are really struggling. They're not going to put it on social media. Trust and believe, they're not going to put it on social media. Talking about, I'm struggling, or I'm hurting, or whatever situation, They're not going to do that. Maybe on social media it looks like they got it all together, but that's not the case. They're going through it. People are starving out here, man. People are going through it. People are barely making it due to the food prices, to the gas prices, to everything that's going on, especially in California, right? So, you flaunt all this stuff to people. What do you think's going to happen when you're spotted somewhere and you're wearing, jewelry and all this other stuff, flaunting it in people's faces? That's like taking a piece of raw meat and waving it in front of a tiger or a crocodile, alligator, whatever the case may be. What do you think is going to happen? Right? That's just idiotic. That's how, again, I said all that to say this. See how stupid it looks? Same difference, folks. Same difference. LA takes a bad rap for it because, LA, be careful because of this and that, right? But it's not really LA's fault, because there's people starving everywhere. I mean, I'm out here in Central California, in Monterey County. There's a lot of homeless people everywhere. It's unfortunate. It's a real struggle, and I'm not getting here to preach about it. Look, I've done my good deeds here and there. I've bought a meal or two for homeless people and stuff like that. That's not something I'm going to put on film. I do it because I feel like I want to do it when I do it, but it's not something I gotta, put it on film for everybody to praise me like, oh, he's such a good dude. Because you know what? Yeah, okay, I may be a nice guy and stuff, but I do have my flaws. I can be a piece of whatever you want to be. You know what I mean? Whatever you want me to be. I can be a real dirtbag at times. That's just the nature of the beast. That's not. I don't look to be praised for that. I don't really care. I do it because it comes out of me to want to do it. I don't do it because I want hits on YouTube and throughout social media and stuff like that, right? But at the end of the day, too, I'm not gonna take a chicken or hamburger or whatever I'm eating somewhere with my family and wave it in front of a homeless person or talk crap to them, which I've talked crap to some of them because it's like, come on, man, you're being fake now. You know what I mean? But I'm guilty of that part. I am guilty of that. I will talk crap to them. Depends on their approach. right? Because I know they're faking it. But then there is some that haven't said nothing, and I walked up to them and said, "Hey, you know what? You want me? Are you hungry? Do you want something to eat?" And they'll comply. They'll say yes. I will buy them a meal and a little extra, right? But that's not here nor there. That we're not here for that. My point being is that you don't taunt somebody with something they can't have. And we've gotten to the point now on social media where everybody does that. Everybody does that. You know, when the your team wins, oh, we flaunt, oh yeah, hey, yeah, boom, 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 boom. If your team loses, you hide like Homer Simpson, whoop, gone, whoop, right out the frame, right? Talking about, oh, and then come back, and oh, it's all negativity. It's all negativity. People talk about positivity. Look how people behave on social media during football season. Look at people, how immature everyone behaves. I've did my share, but you know what? I've stepped back out of that because I just find it sickening and immature. I mean, really, it's gotten to that point where it's just gotten that bad. And we want to flaunt about everything, yet we preach about, hey, well, you got to be positive. And if, your mom said, if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. We're not doing that. We've lost all that too. And the thing about it, guys, it's pretty pathetic. It's pathetic, man. It's seriously sad to see all this stuff go down the way it does. Because, I mean, again, why, all these rappers get killed, all this stuff all this stuff happens. Why? Because you're flaunting all this stuff to people that are starving, that are perhaps going through it. There's maybe a man or a woman, trying to make ends meet, and can't get it, can't get it together. And they've reached a point in their mind where they're like, you know what, dude, hey, I need to do something. They're willing to risk it for their family. Take the Robin Hood story. You know what I mean? Is it right? Is it wrong? Depends on which way you look at it, right? It goes back to when CDs were sold, right? I stopped buying CDs a long time ago, right? Just like everybody else. But my reason was this. I would buy a rap CD, a rap artist CD, right? I would buy it, right? And I'm working a 9 to 5. I'm providing for my family, right? And I'm trying to be supportive to some of these people, right? But if you think about it, really, really think about it, I see it as, I turn on the TV back then and I'm seeing the music video, and I'm looking at this person throw, expensive champagne all over the place, burning money and throwing it away, lighting up Cuban cigars, owning these cars, or I would watch Cribs or something like that, and I'm like, hey, I pitched in for that. Yet I'm still busting my tail over here, and I'm trying to dress like this dude in the video, trying to act like I'm this and this and that, but I'm working a 9 to 5, and I pitched in for that bottle. So I stopped buying CDs because I'm not going to support that. Or when you're making it rain, on these hoes, right? Come on, guys. Come on. What have we become? What have we become? We've become our own worst enemies. We have drawn attention to ourselves to the point where there's people out there that will kill. And I'm sorry to say that and be very blunt about it, but it's gotten to that point because people are not being cautious about themselves. never say too much. Everybody watches these gangster movies, and I'm talking these gangster movies as far as like Goodfellas and stuff like that, and the part where Robert De Niro told him, "I told you not to buy nothing," I told you not to, flashing. What was the one American gangster where he wasn't supposed to be flashing, being flashes would get him caught. Stuff like that. See, we end up following these footsteps that if you really pay attention to these movies, a lot of these guys would have gotten away with it had they stayed and followed the rules, right? And I'm not saying that you're doing something illegal. I'm just saying don't tell people more than what they need to know, right? That's all I'm saying, because it's an animal instinct, man. It's an animal instinct. There's people going through it. There's perhaps people losing their homes, losing their cars, going through a divorce, losing their children, whatever it may be. And you're over here doing this. Oh, look at me. Look at how much money I got. Oh, look at all this money and all this other stuff. What do you think's going to happen if that person that's going through all these things happens to just cross paths with you at some point? And it's just his or her breaking point. You're the last tick on that bomb. Folks, we got to just be a little bit more mature, grow up a little bit. Hey, you know what? There's even people that hate rap music. But you know what? They're doing the same thing when they do that kind of stuff, because they're going by those images. To me, even being involved in the music industry, hey, I did not have to get high. You don't have to wear all these jewelries or any type of stereotype that goes with it. I was always a dude that's like, hey, you know what? I don't want to say always, but I later focused on, hey, you know what? Stay focused. Stay focused. You go in sober and clean like you would do at any job, right? You would do it at any job, because this is what you're doing. You're trying to make a living. Why would you jeopardize it and try to go in and all messed up and it sounds, you think it sounds great, and then people applaud you for it, but in reality you could have did a way 10 times better job, right? But because people are cheering you on, basically it's like people cheering you on to chug. That's just what it is. It's don't make a fool of yourself. Don't make a fool of yourself. Don't put yourself on the spot. Don't put stakes on yourself and walk through a jungle or walk through where people are hungry. Just like you wouldn't do that in the jungle, you wouldn't do that in front of a reptile, or what people do on Jackass for entertainment. The films Jackass and the show Jackass from the 90s or whatnot. Or you wouldn't walk around with a food cart through Skid Row in LA, or anywhere in California, or wherever, anywhere in the world where there's a bunch of homeless people. What do you think's gonna happen? Stay safe, folks. Stay safe and humble yourselves, man. Humble yourselves, because the day comes where you run across the wrong person, and I don't care how tough you are or what you carry or what you think you are, at the end of the day, if you're the one flaunting, you are in the wrong. You are in the wrong. I'm not saying you can't celebrate the fruits of your labor, but humble yourself, man. Because guess what? Not everybody's happy to see that. Right? Not everybody is happy to see that, because there are people out there who are going to plot and are going to wait till they cross paths with you, and they're going to take action into what they see fit, because they are in desperate need of something that you're taking for granted. There's nothing wrong with anyone working hard to earn and get what they need and what they want. I myself being one, but I don't have to show it to the world, right? But anyhow, folks, That's just it. That's just it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And on my end of it, I just thought I'd share that and be open about it because it's getting sickening. It's getting sickening. Let's step it up. Let's mature. I'm not saying you have to go feed the homeless. I'm not saying don't do this because there's haters. There's haters. You know what? No. There's people out there that have animal instincts because of something stupid that you did. A lot of these rappers ended up getting killed for something stupid. Had they just took a step back and realized what they were doing and who they were doing in front of, because this is social media. This is going out to the world. This is everywhere. So be careful what you do. Be careful what pictures you post. Be careful what you do, because it could come back like Benny Blanco to Carlito at the end, right? With that, this is Two Face Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Fred Segura, signing out.